subject like rape, and I saw your face, and you were kind of like laughing, you know, and smirking. I could just by your body language, it was like you were like mocking it, and it's nothing to be mocked at.
I'm not lying about rape. I'm not mocking rape victims. I'm mocking lying about incidents that happen. When people who are coming out to say they represent victims lie and say that things that didn't happen happened, that does not help real victims. This woman raped me. Do you believe women? Believe woman. Believe my truth.
Do you think
believe my truth?
Who's there when little kids get raped?
Believe my truth.
Do you not?
Do you not? You just said you need to believe women's truths.
Well,
no. You just said that.
You're just mocking.
Women can advocate for themselves and explain what they've been through. Who's there to witness when little kids are raped?
No one believes people when they report the rapes because people like you.
I believe people when there are evidence, and you know what?
What if there's no evidence?
If there's no evidence, then I really hope they get justice, but I don't believe in putting people in jail when there is no evidence for a crime. That is wrong, innocent until proven guilty. Do you believe in innocent until proven guilty?
Rapes don't happen unless they're innocent.
I never said that. I never said that. I said that you have to have a level of skepticism. You have to have a level of waiting for evidence. You cannot convict a man without evidence, innocent until proven guilty.
Now you're assuming that it's just men that rape too now. Like, you're just doing, oh my gosh.
No, women rape too, absolutely. I was just giving an example, and you know that. You're just trying to find something to be offended by.
How are we going to deal with rape and that kind of violence when usually it's behind closed doors? It usually happens in homes. Usually parents rape their own children or family members. The most common form of sexual violence is incest, so...
I know, it is absolutely awful, and the way we deal with that is by improving the systems we have, continuing, but the reason that I contest a lot of radical feminists today is because no matter what methods we improve, we cannot bring in guilty until proven innocent. We cannot.
It's ironic that a woman is saying a radical feminist, talking about radical. So are you a feminist?
Of course not.
You're not a feminist. So you know feminism really is women wanting equal rights to men. So you don't think that you deserve...
There are a lot of different feminists. There are a lot of different... I believe Christina Hoff Sommers is a feminist who wants equality. I absolutely believe that. I don't think someone like Andrea Dworkin is a feminist who wants equality. I don't think feminists who have been quoted saying we should put men in concentration camps are feminists that want equality. There are different types of feminists.
I don't think there's different types of feminists.
No, so would you say the feminists who say I want equality for both genders and one that says I want women to be superior are the same?
No, they're not feminists.
They're not feminists. Okay, well, I mean, you can say that, but that's the no true Scotsman theory. That's the no true Scotsman fallacy.
I just asked you if you were a feminist, and you said no. And
no,
I'm a feminist because I believe in equality for men and for women and men, and for all genders.
So women and men.
No, all genders.
No, so women and men.
There's women.
There are two genders biologically. I'm sorry.
There isn't. There's you're not now you're totally excluding, you know, transgender, non-binary, you know, gender fluid people, and yeah, these.
I mean, you can live in your unicorn world.
I'm going to assume that you're a cisgender straight woman because you obviously
that's really true.
and that you probably haven't ever been raped. Either.
I actually identify
so
as an attack helicopter, so it's really offensive.
You sound like you're speaking from a very privileged point of view here.
Very privileged.
Yes.
I would like you to use my pronouns if you could. They're I, me, and my.
So now you're mocking. So now you're mocking the LGBTQ community now.
I have lots of LGBTQ friends, and they don't get professionally offended at everything.
Just because you have LGBTQ friends doesn't mean that you're not homophobic or biphobic or transphobic. That's like me saying, oh, I have black friends, so I'm not racist.
My LGBTQ friends are usually male and female and not some unicorn gender that's been made up.
That's so hateful. You're just like erasing. Yeah.
Construct.
Gender is a social construct, right? And I don't have boobs. That's just a social construct. Oh, and penises don't exist, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's male and there's female. There are two biological genders. Science exists. I'm sorry to tell you all that science exists, but it does. There is biology, there is science. I mean, you can live in your magical, made-up world with trigger warnings.
Friends, hear you talking right now because
I hope they do too. They'll come out of the woodworks and defend me, guaranteed. Because I've got lots of friends that... That's great.
And you know what? I'm finding a lot of what you're saying extremely offensive.
That's great.
And I'm sure that I know a lot of people.
And I mean, science probably disagrees with you.
Validate those people's experiences, like transgender people. That's so important to their lives and their identity and their happiness and their well-being and their health. How can you deny the existence of these people's identities and their need to have that well-being?
They can do whatever they want. That doesn't mean science or myself have to agree with you believing you are agender, or you believing you're a demigirl or some non-existent gender that's been made up.
It's non-existent. It's incredibly important to them.
You know what else is important? Science, facts, and biology. Those are also very important to the advancement of the human race, to treating people's diseases, to reproduction.
Transgender too. Doesn't mean that they're not a real person with a real body and a real neurology.
I don't know why I'm talking about trans people. I don't deny trans people's existence.
You do.
How do I deny their existence?
You just say, there's only a male and a woman, or male and female.
I said that's what you male and female. Yeah. How does that deny transgender people's existence?
Because there are more than two binaries.
I said there's male and females. How does that attack transgender?
Well, just how you're talking about it right now, and you're mocking transgender people, saying if I call myself, as you said, if I call myself a helicopter, then I must be a helicopter, and everyone needs to respect that.
You do realize that there are trans people that have male and female hormones, and that there are people that are actually hermaphrodites. That's I'm saying when you make up a gender like a demigirl or say you're genderless, that's a bit different. There's actually a nuanced debate to have with transgenderism. I'm talking about your made up genders that don't exist. That you're they, and them, whatever. There's the she and he.
It's just really disgusting how you just belittle what people want to call them, what they deserve, and how they see themselves.
Can I identify as an attack helicopter? Am I allowed to do that?
I don't think that would be genuine or that has any basis in reality.
If I genuinely did and it was my reality, could I do that?
I'm not going to even go there because that's not the case, and you can't make that comparison.
If someone identifies as a cat, can they do that? There's lots of people who have that reality.
Don't agree with you. I think you're hateful.
Do you think that someone can identify as a cat?
I'm not going to talk about this.
No, there's lots of people in the news that identify as animals. Why can't they do that?
It seems like a waste of time to talk to you.
Not their identity?
Psychological condition. We've actually gone past the point to, we don't believe that science, as you say, psychology does not see people who are homosexual being.
I don't know why you're bringing up homosexuality. Can someone, yes or no, be a cat if they want to identify as that?
You're comparing apples and oranges here because you're talking about a psychological condition, whereas someone's sexual identity and sexual orientation is not a psychological condition.
I'm not talking about sexuality, we're talking about gender.
No, but you're comparing apples and oranges with both these
I don't think you have any idea what we're talking about. I think you're just triggered and offended in here.
You're trying to manipulate people's words in this. That's what you're doing.
Sorry guys, there's only two genders, female and male. Also,
yeah, you're embarrassing yourself. Go home, you're drunk.
This is extremely controversial to say. Science and facts, extremely controversial.
Oh my God.
I want the car now.
Hey, easy. Hey. Who dumped the water on Lauren's head?
know who that was. That was a woman somewhere. I don't know.
Walked away that way.
Okay, so we were just kind of engaging. You were engaging in a little bit of a conversation with a couple of self-identified feminists, and then got water dumped or something dumped all over you. What on earth just went down?
I'm hoping that it is pop. I think it is pop, but it could be piss. I don't know.
They seem to have been rather flustered by some of the things you were saying. Well, first of all, what do you think of the turnout for this non-event tonight?
Well, there were a lot of people to protest no one showing up to speak, surprisingly. And they came out here to commit illegal acts. They did not come, well, at least a few of them, not all of them. Some people came out here for a genuine debate. But some people came out, they were wearing masks. You don't wear masks at a political event unless you want to hide your identity to do something illegal. There was a toss-up, a fight. I had stuff pouring all over me after I got into a debate with someone. And the guy who poured it on me got into a fight with someone who defended me.
It goes to show how far they're willing to take it just to silence somebody's speech.
The girls over there are laughing at me now for being attacked because they just think it's hilarious for when people are silenced, when people they don't like are attacked, they don't care.
Did you notice the intimidation tactics earlier when we were somewhat surrounded by guys in masks? Did you feel that?
Yeah, they had masks all over there, all in black. If I were standing on the other side of the street and looking at either side at the few people that are dressed nicely that came from the bar with beers and all the people in black wearing masks, I would have said the other side were the Nazis, even though they were accusing the libertarians of being Nazis.
What would you say to these guys? What do you think they need to understand in terms of what you're trying to do here?
I mean, if they want to fight racism, if they want to fight fascism, find real racism. Don't just attack people with different opinions that are here to see a speech and watch free. There are genuine people that are racist that exist. There are genuine people, but this just was not it. They were here for a fight. They weren't here to achieve anything.
Yeah. Well said. I'd have to agree.
Thanks.
Lauren is leaving, trying to leave, and these girls are giving her a bit of a goodbye here.
I'm saying, like,